Back when I was first learning Korean in 2005, she was used after a person's name and 님 wasn't really used. But nowadays, they've switched. So we're going to be talking today about how and when do you use she and 님. And I brought along a very special guest, and that is
Minji from Minji Teaches Korean.
Minji has YouTube videos. Do you also do classes?
Yes.
So I'm going to put a link actually to her classes in the description box below, so go check those out. So this is a change that happened pretty recently, I think. How long ago did people not use 님?
Funny story about this, I haven't noticed about that change before preparing this content.
Oh, really?
Yes, because in 2005, I was elementary school students. I have no idea what she and 님.
Okay.
But now that I think about it, in polite situation, I would call people as 님.
Yes.
필리님, so-and-so-님.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
all the time.
Yeah. First, I think we should talk about then 님. You're probably familiar with 선생님, 사장님.
사장님.
What else are really common ones?
대표님.
Okay.
형수님.
형수님.
I don't know
Sure.
why that word just came out to. And also 부장님. At the workplace, then you would always hear the 부장님, 대리님, and so on.
At schools, you might also hear 교수님.
That's right. Oh, I almost forgot this.
Well, there are a lot
right now, I'm a graduate school.
You should know that word.
Yeah, 교수님.
But what's the difference between 교수 and 교수님? Technically, you are 교수, but I wouldn't call you 교수 if I were your student. I would only call you, well, actually, I might just call you 쌤, but 교수님, for example, professor.
Yeah, so I think it is okay if we are both professors, 고 교수, for example, and then you can call me as 김 교수.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think it's related to all the hierarchy. So if you're a student, then definitely you need to call me as a 교수님.
But if you're already a professor, you wouldn't say 교수님 to another professor since you're already kind of the same level?
Calling each other as 교수님 also okay, but not student calling 교수 as 교수.
Okay.
And then if you talk about yourself, it's also 교수.
Right. You wouldn't say 저도 교수님이에요 to someone else.
Yeah,
to
that
anyone
sounds
else.
awkward. But that also happens when you jokingly say, for example, 내가 사장님이니까 내가.
Yeah, sure. I'm your boss. Yeah, don't do it though. Normally, remove the 님. There is an exception though for 선생님. So you would just be 선생님 for teacher, but other teachers are also 선생님.
선생님, right.
What about 선생?
선생. That sounds really weird. 되게 할아버지가 하는 말.
You're not going to hear it or use it. It's just always 선생님, no matter if you're using it to a stranger or you're using it about yourself or a teacher or another teacher. So those were really the only situations that you would hear 님 used before the change, as well as online. And how would you use 님 online in the past?
In the past, for example, if you have a question and if you want to post about it on the internet, it was 님, so and so 궁금한데요, 어떻게 해야 돼요? And then if you want to respond to it, then you would also 님, 그거는 이거예요.
You would only use it after someone's username, but if you were to meet that person, you wouldn't call them.
Sometimes, if they, how do I say, make an appointment to meet in real life.
Okay, an offline meeting.
Yeah, offline meeting. And then if it's a first time meeting, 뻔뻔이님 맞으시죠?
Yeah.
This is my cat's name, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Why would people use it after a username? Why not just use the username?
Just username?
Yeah.
Then it might come across a little rude. For example, 야 뻔뻔아.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm very offended.
It's like they're insulting you with your name,
Yeah,
kind of.
actually that happened. Have you ever played Overwatch?
I'm familiar with it.
yeah?
I haven't played it, but I'm very familiar.
In that situations where people were a little aggressive and playful, they didn't go 뻔뻔이님 게임 좀 잘 해주실 수 있을까요? Could you please?
No.
They would be 뻔뻔아. Hearing that 뻔뻔아, not attaching the 님, I feel very offended.
And this usage is still today. If you're talking with people online, make sure you attach 님. otherwise it can sound a little bit rude. Another place it used to be used is in hospitals when calling out patients' names.
I will always hear the 김민지님 들어오실게요.
Like that.
Yeah. If it is necessary to refer to them as their name, just put 님 after their name. I think that's the most safe way to call each other.
So yeah, you can use 님 after a person's name, and it sounds very polite. However, you probably don't always need to use it. Like, for example, if we were like best friends, would I call you 민지님?
Best friends. If we haven't mutually agreed to talk in 반말, have we agreed to talk?
Have we?
No.
No. We meet like once a year.
If we have to talk in Korean language, and I would call you as 빌리님.
Yeah. If you are close with a friend, you don't use it. But if you're not close and you're not using casual speech, then it would be kind of rude, actually maybe, pretty rude to not attach 님 to someone's name.
Right.
Just because you feel like you are friends with someone, make sure you actually have their permission. I use 님 actually with some of my friends, but we don't yet have that kind of relationship where we both want to speak casually to each other. But again, it depends on the friendship, so don't let me tell you that you can't use your friend's name. Just play it by ear.
And if you have like these 사회 친구, then I would call them as 님, so and so 님. But I wouldn't call my high school friends, for example.
You never called them that way when you were in school either.
Yeah.
So it would be weird to start calling them 님.
님. And even if we are at the similar age, I mean the 사회 친구, if we are fully close, I would still call them as something 님. Because normally we don't talk in 반말.
Unless like you started dating the person, or if you really became like best friends. Once you set the way that you talk with someone, it usually just continues forever, like unless something big changes. Okay, so now we've finished talking about 님. So now let's go back to 시. I've had some students that think 시 is not used in Korean. They think that 시 is gone now, or it's old. What's one way that 시 is still commonly used today?
Let's say we are at a workplace, and if there is someone older and also higher at a position.
About how old right now? Like 50s, 60s?
No, not that old.
Oh, okay.
Like 30.
I'm 30s.
I'm also in my 30s.
We're old.
Yeah, we're old. And then if they have to call someone younger, and if they want to give certain instruction, but in a polite way, they would say 시. Like for example, 민지 씨, 뭐 이것 좀 해줄래요? I think that's the basic vibe that 시 gives us nowadays.
It's like you're speaking politely, but it's not extra politely.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, and
always
님,
like lower way.
Right.
Yeah.
님 is like up, and then 시 is kind of like down a little bit.
So here's the thing, like I have noticed about this, but 시 is still polite. But nowadays it gives a feeling like a little lower way.
So then how would you use it? If someone's name is 김철수, how could I use 시 after their name?
김철수 씨.
What about just 철수 씨?
철수 씨 also works. And sometimes among middle-aged 아저씨 or 아줌마, they will call each other as 김씨 or 박씨.
But what if they're all 김씨?
Oh, then
it's not so uncommon. Maybe they would use the name or the full.
Yeah, 철수 씨, 민지 씨.
Also, I want to say you wouldn't use it after a title. You can use 님 after like 교수님.
That's right.
Like 사장님,
대리님, 부장님.
But you wouldn't ever say 사장씨.
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 That sounds offensive. Like, oh, 사장씨. But yeah, it sounds offensive a little.
So both 시 and 님 are polite, but 시 can kind of feel like it's not polite enough.
For Koreans, since 님 already exists, I think that's the honorific version. And then she's like not like that kind of level.
Yeah. What about calling a teacher with 시? So your face.
Teacher with 시?
민지 씨, like your student, 민지 씨.
I could understand if they are learning Korean.
Oh, sure. But if they're not learning, they are Korean.
They are Korean?
Yeah, and they're
then
talking.
민지 씨?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
민지 씨, no.
Then it doesn't feel polite at all. It kind of feels like
Rude, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I've had students call me 빌리씨.
빌리씨.
And yeah, I understand. I'm not mad. But don't do it again. An exception, though, is these days with YouTube, many teachers use their first name for their YouTube channel, like 빌리 or 민지. And their students will call them their name and 님, or their name and 쌤, or like 선생님, or something like that. I don't think you would call your college teachers with their name with 님, right?
님. I would just call them as a 쌤. 뭐 빌리 쌤, 뭐 민지 쌤, etc. So not she.
There's one more thing though, and you mentioned this. You said like in a business meeting, someone in their maybe 30s might talk to a new employee with she.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might also hear people outside of companies, just regular older people, using she to younger people also.
That's right. If they know, name each other. Yeah, for the older people, if they want to be polite, then they would choose she, and not 님. If you call younger people as 님, it feels like we are
why?
equal.
Yeah.
For example, if we exaggerate the situation, I wouldn't call a younger kid as 님.
That would be weird.
Yes.
To use polite speech to like a little kid.
So I think that kind of logic is, the same. I think the safest way is like just call each other as 님. And calling each other she is okay when you are at a similar age. If you are like 또래, then she is okay.
Okay. How have you seen she and 님 used recently in your Korean studies? Let me know in the comments below. Again, special thanks to our guest teacher today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to have information about her YouTube channel as well as information about her classes in the description box below. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you again in another video. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.